All right, today we're going to build the blueprint for safe play. We're going to explore exactly how to design those awesome outdoor spaces that really encourage adventure and challenge, all while keeping our kids safe. Okay, let's dive right in. This quote right here, this is our guiding principle. See, the goal isn't to wrap kids in bubble wrap and eliminate all risk. It's about managing risk with smart, thoughtful design. We're talking about a shift in focus, from restriction to empowerment. It's about creating the foundation for play that's thrilling, beneficial, and, well, truly memorable. So here's our game plan for today. We're going to start with the big why. Why play is just so incredibly important. Then we'll get into the real nuts and bolts, the playground blueprints itself. After that, we'll zoom out and look at the whole environment, talk about the crucial human element of supervision, and finally, cover how to keep kids safe when they're on the go. Okay, first things first. Why is getting this right so important? Well, because outdoor play, it's so much more than just a fun break. It is a vital, absolutely non-negotiable part of a child's development. It has benefits that are profound and will last a lifetime. I mean, just look at this list. We're talking stronger bodies, sharper minds, sleeping better at night, and even learning how to get along with others. It's a total boost to their well-being across the board. Who knew that a simple trip to the playground could pack such a powerful punch? So, now that we get just how valuable this all is, let's get practical. A truly safe playground doesn't just happen by accident. No, it's built on 3 key pillars: the ground they land on, the gear they play with, and the space all around it. So where do most playground injuries actually happen? You might be surprised. A massive 85% of them happen on just 3 types of equipment: climbers, swings, and slides. Now, this is so important because what that tells us is that most injuries aren't just random acts of bad luck. They are predictable. And if they're predictable, they are preventable. Okay, I want you to think of the surface of a playground like a safety net. The goal isn't to stop every single fall, because that's going to happen. It's to make sure there's a soft landing when it does. Hard surfaces like concrete, asphalt, or even just packed down dirt, they are an absolute no-go. What we need are proper shock-absorbing materials, and they basically come in 2 flavors: solid surfaces like rubber mats and loose-fill stuff like mulch or sand. Now this chart, this is a total game changer. It shows you plain and simple that not all surfaces are created equal. You have to match the material and how deep it is to the height of the equipment. So 9 inches of sand, that's great if a kid falls from 4 feet. But if you've got a taller slide, you're going to need something beefier, like wood chips. That one detail, that can be the difference between a little scrape and a really serious injury. Let's talk about something called the use zone. Just picture a kid swinging as high as they can go, or maybe dangling from the monkey bars. The use zone is that whole area where they could possibly land if they fall or jump off. It's like a personal safety bubble around the equipment, and it needs to be completely clear of everything. So how big does this safety bubble need to be? Well, here are the simple rules. For stuff that doesn't move, you need 6 feet in every direction. For swings, you need to go out twice the height of the swing, both in front and in back. It's a straightforward rule that can prevent a world of hurt. Okay, we have to talk about a really serious hidden danger: entrapment hazards. These are small gaps that can have absolutely devastating consequences. You see, young kids are naturally curious, and their bodies are proportioned differently. Their heads are bigger compared to their bodies. This means they can slip their body through an opening that their head can't, which creates a very real risk of strangulation. It's actually the leading cause of playground fatalities. So what's the critical measurement to look for? It's any gap that's between 3.5 inches and 9 inches. Anything in that range is a potential trap. I mean it. Take a moment to look at the playgrounds in your life. On the railings, between steps, on climbing gear. Just taking a few seconds to check for this could literally save a child's life. So we've covered the actual equipment inside and out, but what about the world around it? A truly safe play space means we have to think beyond just the swings and slides. We've got to consider the entire environment where kids are playing. You know, safety is really all about being prepared. It's about thinking ahead, making sure there's shade during those peak sun hours, and having sunscreen ready. It's knowing that kids get so wrapped up in playing they forget to drink, so we have to be the ones to build in those water breaks. And this is a big one, when it comes to water, we need constant vigilance, because for a small child, even an inch of water can be deadly. We've talked a lot about the physical stuff, but now let's turn to the human element. Because a safe playground isn't just about good design, it's about the watchful eyes and the caring presence of the adults who are there. Active supervision, it's like a dance.
It is not about passively watching from a park bench. It's about being in motion, constantly scanning the area, and trying to anticipate what might happen next. It means positioning yourself so you can see everything, talking with other adults about who's watching whom, and just being present, engaged, and ready to step in. That's the difference between just watching kids and actively protecting them.
Think of a playground like you think of your car. It needs regular checkups to stay safe, right? A quick daily check is like checking your tire pressure. You're just looking for obvious new hazards like broken glass or maybe some mulch that's been kicked out of place. The monthly check, though, that's more like a full tune-up. You're looking for wear and tear, things like rust or loose bolts. The whole point is to catch the small problems before they turn into big ones.
All right, so we've made our playgrounds as safe as we can. But what happens when the adventure takes us beyond the playground fence? Let's talk about how to keep our little explorers safe when they're out and about in the big, wide world. Crossing the street is one of the very first and most important safety lessons we teach. But for kids, it's not as simple as it sounds. Young children, we're talking typically under the age of 10, their brains just haven't developed the ability to accurately judge how fast a car is going or how far away it is. That's why they need us, our constant guidance, and this simple, repeatable routine to stay safe. This right here, this statistic is just heartbreaking. Of the kids who tragically died in car crashes where we actually know if they were restrained, more than a third were not buckled up at all. This isn't just a number on a chart, it is a painful reminder of the precious lives that can be saved with the simple click of a seatbelt or a properly installed car seat. This happens so much faster than you can possibly imagine. In just 10 minutes, the inside of a car can become a deadly oven. A child's small body is incredibly vulnerable. It heats up 3 to 5 times faster than an adult's. So the only safe amount of time to leave a child alone in a car is 0. Full stop. Never. A great field trip is kind of like a well-baked cake. It needs careful preparation, all the right ingredients, and your constant attention. Everything from getting parental consent and having emergency info for every kid to doing frequent head counts. Every single detail matters. That kind of planning is what turns a potentially chaotic day into a safe, amazing experience. So as we start to wrap this up, let's just remember this one thing. A safe playground is like a sturdy launching pad. It's not about holding kids back. It's about giving them the confidence and the support they need to soar to brand new heights of adventure and discovery. You see, when we create these kinds of thoughtfully designed spaces, we're not just preventing injuries, we're building confidence, we're building resilience, and we're building a lifelong love of exploration. So, the real question is, how are you going to use this blueprint to create a world of safe and thrilling adventures for the children in your life?